It's my pleasure to introduce the man behind the dream, Mr. Paul Newman.
Thank you. If I wave this hand around, I don't want you to think that this is the finger that you think it is. I had no idea when I was asked to come down. I thought there was going to be 5 or 6 guys sitting around a bar having a couple of beers together. So I don't know that I'm, really. I think all of this really acknowledges luck. The brutality of luck in the lives of some children, and really how fortunate we are. If you think of that great torrent of sperm out there, and yours was lucky enough to land in this country here, you can say, well, it's discipline, it's hard work, it's smarts and everything, but if you were in Papua New Guinea, you'd probably have a lock on the dugout canoe business, but that's about as far as you could go. And once you acknowledge luck, then it frees you up in all kinds of ways. At least it did with me. I keep thinking, God, I may die of failure because my eyes turned brown. I have laryngitis. I'm not choked up that bad, actually. But I acknowledge luck every day in my life, and that makes things really easy for me because I don't have to try to save anything. And whether it's the hole-in-the-wall gang camps, let me see, we have 5 of them now in the United States. We have one in Ireland, we have one in the south of England, we have one in France. There will be a camp in Milan. There will be a camp, they've broken ground in Israel, Jordan. We have some small camps, safari camps in Africa. We're taking over an abandoned leper colony in South Africa. That will be a camp. We have startup camps in Thailand. There will be a camp in Japan. All this, I think, in the next 5 years. I just got a letter from the Chinese ambassador. So we're sprouting here. And I think we had 11,000 children this last year. At the camp in Ashford, we had 180,000 hours of volunteer work. And the campers come back as counselors, and it's tough work, but I got to tell you, you come away with it with a lot more that you get than what you give. And there's stuff out there. There's things where you can make your presence felt. It can be a casual kind of philanthropy, which is the kind I like. The friend calls up and says there's a ballet company getting started in Tennessee. There's a migrant, there's a group that takes care of migrant workers' children and the school children, but the bus broke down. You can find stuff out there where people can get help, and it's simply the best thing you can do. I don't know what to add to that. There's, as I say, this casual kind of charity where you get it from your friends and you know, whatever your foundation wants to give. And there's really organized things like the Gates Foundation, which deals with children and $3 or $4 billion. And that's very organized and very designed. We just stumbled across, I belong to a group called the Committee to Encourage Corporate Philanthropy, and I think we have the CEOs of the 100 or so corporations that donate half the corporate dollars given in the United States. We have a rump group that's bailed out of that, and there is an inventor up in New Hampshire, the guy who developed the Segway. You know that. He also developed a wheelchair that climbs stairs. He also developed this water machine. This is about the size of a small washing machine. Makes 128 gallons of absolutely pure water every 24 hours. It can make pure water out of sewage, out of well water with arsenic in it, salt water, and it can also supply small amounts of electricity. It can run on butane, diesel, gas, airplane fuel. You can cover a big pile of horse manure and cow manure, and so long as you can get methane pressure at 1.2 times atmospheric pressure, you can run this Stirling engine on that. And it's an extraordinary thing that may upset the entire apple cart, that proves that you can take a huge problem which affects 1.2 billion people who do not have access to clean water. You can correct a huge problem like that with a small solution. And you don't have to have $15 billion dams that take 7 years to build and displace 100,000 people. And so that's what I want to say is there is stuff out there, and you can make your presence felt, and you'll feel a hell of a lot better when you go to bed at night. My theory is whatever percentage that you want to give away of what you make every year is great, but then you also give away 10% of your holdings. Then you're in the ballpark. I don't know. I don't want to go on with this. One of the things that makes me lucky is it really doesn't cost me anything. I have this company that keeps generating money, and that's all it's for. So I can't steal it. I can't hide it. I have to give it away. It's on the label. So the good Lord giveth and the good Lord taketh away. On one hand, I say I'm very charitable. On the other hand, I say I don't have any choice. So that's what I have to say.